The Dual Destiny season is here in Pokemon Go, bringing new raids, spotlight hours, events, and more. And in this video, I will be going through all of the details, and I'll be going through which raids are most worth your raid passes. So the season will run from December 3rd at 10 AM until March 4th at 10 AM, and it will include the Unova Tour, which will have in-person events in Los Angeles and Taipei City, and it will also have a global event following these. So for the seasonal bonuses, you will be able to receive up to 2 free raid passes from spinning gyms each day, and you'll get extra Stardust from Team Go Rocket battles and from opening gifts. For the events for December, we do have the Just My Cup of Tea event running from December 3rd until the 7th, which will feature the debut of Sinistea and its evolution Poltegeist. During this event on the 7th from 2 PM till 5 PM will be the Aspiring Dragons Research Day, which will feature Horsey, Trapinch, Swablu and Scralp as rewards from field research tasks, and they will have a 1 in 10 shiny rate. Following this will be the debut of Gigantamax Lapras in a Max Battle Day on the 8th from 2 PM till 5 PM. This will feature the new Max Mushroom item, which can be used to temporarily increase the damage of your Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon in max battles. This will be particularly helpful for the smaller communities, but it will cost you. From the 10th until the 14th will be the Young and Wise event. Necrozma fusions, Dawnwings and Duskmane Necrozma will be featured in a raid day on the 14th of December running from 2 PM till 5 PM. This will feature both fusions of Necrozma appearing on every gym, and the raids will be refreshing every hour. You will get some free raid passes, increased shiny rates for Necrozma, which is normally around 1 in 10 for raid days, and there'll be an increase to the remote raid limit. This event in particular I would highly recommend doing, especially if you don't have the fusions of Necrozma yet, because they are some of the best Pokemon in the game. Following this, on the 17th until the 22nd will be the Holiday Part 1 event. December Community Day will be running during this event on the 21st and the 22nd of December. This Community Day is a 2-day long event that is basically a recap of the last 2 years of Community Days, and it will feature all of those Pokemon. The Holiday Part 2 event will take place from the 22nd until the 27th. The Charged Embers Hatch Day will take place on the 29th between 2 PM and 5 PM, and it does sound like it could feature Elekid and Magby. And lastly for the month, on the 30th of December until January 1st will be the New Year's 2025 event. So which Pokemon will be in max battles and in raids? So from December 3rd to the 9th, in max battles will be Max Wooloo, Beldum, Phalanx and the debut of Max Machop. And as I mentioned before, Gigantamax Lapras will be available on the 8th only. Following these, from December 9th to the 23rd will be Max Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Squovet and the debut of Max Krabby. And from the 23rd until the 6th of January will be Max Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, Krabby and the debut of Max Cryogonal. Max Mondays will also be returning. This is an hour-long event which features a certain Max Pokemon that takes place each Monday between 6 PM and 7 PM. It's basically the Max Battle equivalent of a raid hour. The featured Pokemon will be taking over every power spot during this time. So on the 2nd of December will be Max Squirtle, Max Krabby will feature on the 9th, Max Charmander will feature on the 16th, on the 23rd will be Max Cryogonal, and lastly for the month will be Max Bulbasaur on December 29th. And when it comes to the raids for December, in 5-star raids will be Genesect Chill Drive with its shiny release from the 3rd of December until the 12th of December, and it will have raid hours on the 4th and the 11th. From the 12th to the 26th at 10 AM, there will be no 5-star raid boss because of the mega raid boss that will be featured during this time. From the 26th at 10 AM until January 4th at 10 AM will be Giratina in its altered form, and it will have a raid hour on the 1st of January. So in mega raids we have Mega Banette from the 3rd to the 12th, then we have Mega Latios from the 12th to the 19th, which will have a raid hour on the 18th. Following this we have Mega Latias from the 19th to the 26th with a raid hour on the 25th, which is kind of a wild date for a raid hour. And lastly for the month, Mega Abomasnow will take over from the 26th until the 4th of January. And in 5-star shadow raids for December will be Shadow Regice on Saturdays and Sundays, and it will be available to be shiny for the first time. I will be going through which power spot and raid bosses are most worth focusing on later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. There will also be a seasonal special research that will unlock over the course of the season, and you can claim it at any point of the season. You will also be able to purchase the Dual Destiny Expedition Access, which is a new ticketed experience that you can purchase each month of the season that will get you bonuses and timed research. You'll also get an incubator from the first Pokestop or gym you spin each day. The community days for the season will be on the 21st and the 22nd of December, 5th of January. There'll be a community day classic on the 25th of January and a regular community day on the 9th of February. And which Pokemon will have spotlight hours in December? So spotlight hours do take place every Tuesday between 6 PM and 7 PM. And first up for December will be Sableye with 2 times Catch Stardust on December 3rd. And this one will be a really good one to go after because Sableye is a Stardust boosted Pokemon. That does give 750 Stardust per catch, which will be 1500 Stardust per catch during this Spotlight Hour. And if you do decide to use a Star Piece, that will be 2250 Stardust per Sableye catch. Following this, on the 10th will be Murkrow Spotlight Hour with 2x catch XP. Slugma and Bergmite will have a joint Spotlight Hour on the 17th with 2x catch candy. This one will be good for those of you that need to catch Slugma for the Let's Go Meltan research. Next will be Delibird with 2x transfer candy, and whilst this one doesn't have a Stardust bonus like the Sableye one does, Delibird is also a Stardust boosted Pokemon that does give 500 Stardust per catch, so that will be 750 with a Star Piece active. So not as good as Sableye Spotlight Hour for Stardust, but it's definitely worth doing. And lastly for the month, on December 31st will be Togetic with 2x evolution XP. In research breakthroughs for the season that you do get for completing field research for 7 days, you will be able to encounter Alolan Raichu, Pancham, Furfrou, Hisuian Avalugg, Jangmo-o and Frigibax. And for the seasonal spawns in cities will be Magneton, Porygon, Snubbull, Gulpin, Ordino, Clink and Litwick. In forests will be Butterfree, Scyther, Sunkern, Nuzleaf, Staravia, Phantump and Fomantis. Near mountains will be Clefairy, Rhydon, Shuckle, Pupitar, Meditite, Galarian Stunfisk and Mienfoo. Near beaches and water will be Poliwrath, Galarian Slowpoke, Paldean Wooper, Lotad, Pelipper, Floatzel and Finneon. And in the northern hemisphere will be Absol, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Shinx, Gabite and Deerling Winter. And in the southern hemisphere will be Lapras, Gligar, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, Deerling Summer and Goomy. And which Pokemon will be in eggs for the season? In 2km eggs will be Psyduck, Swablu, Bonsly, Larvesta, Litleo and Wimpod. In 5km eggs will be Clamperl, Blitzel and Inkay. In 5km Adventure Sync eggs will be Skarmory, Munchlax, Riolu, Tyrant and Amora. In 7km eggs will be Alolan Meowth, Grimer, Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian Quillfish, Galarian Corsola and Basculin Red Stripe in the Eastern Hemisphere and Blue Stripe in the Western Hemisphere. In the 7km eggs you get from Mateo's gift exchange will be Galarian Farfetch'd, Galarian Corsola, Basculin Red Stripe for the Eastern Hemisphere, Basculin Blue Stripe for the Western Hemisphere and Pancham. In 10km eggs will be Druddigon, Dreepy and Charcadet, and in 10km Adventure Sync eggs will be Esper, Turtonator, Jangmo-o, Charcadet and Frigibax. And just before I get into which raid bosses to focus on, I just want to briefly go over the Go Battle League updates for the season. So the Go Battle League season will start on December 3rd at 1 PM PST. There will be various cups and leagues going on throughout the season, and there'll be a Go Battle week for the Dual Destiny season taking place on January 21st at 10 AM until January 26th at 11:59 PM local time. And it will feature 4 times Stardust from win rewards, 100 battles per day, a free timed research rewarding avatar shoes inspired by Grimsley, and an elite TM. And the Pokemon you encounter from Go Battle League win rewards will have a reduced IV floor to allow for various PvP IV spreads. There will also be some attack changes from the start of the season. Firefang, Icefang and Thunderfang will have their energy generation increased, and they'll have their power increased to 60. Bulldoze will have its power reduced to 45, its energy cost decreased, and it will have a chance to decrease the opponent's defense by 1 stage. Thundershock will have its power increased to 4, and Rage Fist will have its energy cost increased. There will also be some attack availability updates, with Dragalge getting access to Focus Blast, Bibarel getting access to Rollout, Gliscor will get Sand Attack, and Starmie will get Psywave and Surf. And with that said, which raid and max battle Pokemon are most worth your raid passes and your max particles? So starting with the max battles, Max Machop will be a good one to go after because Max Machamp will be a strong fighting type, but I wouldn't invest too much into it because Machamp does have a Gigantamax form coming in the future, so you might want to hold on to your Machop candy for powering that up and its max moves. However, if you don't have many people in your community and you feel like it's unlikely that you'll be able to get a Gmax Machamp, then I do recommend investing in Dynamax Machamp because it will be a solid fighting type attacker. And outside of max battles, Machamp is a decent budget fighting type attacker as well. Max Beldum is also a good one to go after because Max Metagross is a really useful Pokemon in max battles because of its typing, and it's pretty defensive, which can make it useful to tank hits. And outside of max battles, Metagross is the 3rd best steel type attacker and the 19th best psychic type attacker. It's also worth noting that Metagross does have a mega form coming in the future as well. And Max Krabby and Kingler will actually be worth it because outside of Gigantamax Blastoise, it will be the best water type max Pokemon available in terms of damage. And again, Kingler does have a Gmax form coming in the future, so if you do plan on doing Gigantamax max Kingler battles, I wouldn't invest too much in the max version of Kingler. Kingler outside of max battles is also the 17th best water type attacker. So if you did manage to get the G-Max Kanto starters, then it could be worth battling the max Kanto starters to get more candy to power up and level up max moves for the Gigantamax ones that you've got. This is the same for the Gala starters, which you will want candy for to power up their G-Max versions when they come to the game. The G-Max Gala starters will actually be better damage dealers than the G-Max Kanto starters, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Moving on to the 5-star raids, Genesect is worth going after if you want a decent bug type attacker because it is the 9th best. It's also a pretty easy solo, so it's quite an accessible one to do. Altered Form Giratina will be a great one to raid if you play Go Battle League because it is ranked one of the best in the Ultra League at rank 6 with 112-15 IVs, and it's ranked 13 in the Master League as well. For the Mega raids, Mega Banette is a decent one to raid if you haven't Mega Evolved one before because it is the 4th best Ghost type attacker. Next we have Mega Latios and Latias, and out of the two I would recommend raiding Mega Latios because it is the 7th best Dragon type attacker, whereas Mega Latias is the 12th best. Latios is also ranked 86 in the Master League as well. Mega Abomasnow could also be an option to raid if you haven't Mega Evolved one before because it is the 5th best Ice type attacker and the best Ice type Mega. Abomasnow is also ranked 72 in the Great League with 0-15-15 IVs, and it's ranked 70 in the Ultra League with 3-15-14 IVs. It's worth noting that with the 10-10-10 IV floor of raids, it might be worth mirror trading Abomasnow with someone to get closer to the perfect PvP IVs. And if you don't have access to any Ice type Megas, then I would say Mega Abomasnow is well worth going after because during the winter months we do see a lot more Ice type Pokemon featured, so this Pokemon will be good to boost candy gains for those Pokemon. And with that said, if you did enjoy this video, then I recommend checking out these videos on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.